What is engine air filter? Function of engine air filter. Common types of engine air filters. Why you should avoid a clogged air filter. 3 benefits of replacing your engine air filter. Symptoms of a clogged engine air filter. Frequently asked questions. What is an engine air filter? A car engine air filter of car filter is designed to prevent dust and debris from entering the engine. Over time, the air filter becomes clogged and blocks the optimal supply of air. This results in issues such as reduced performance, overconsumption, excessive emission, and engine malfunction. In this guide, we will discuss a car engine air filter, how it works, and how to replace it. Function of engine air filter. Before changing your car's air filter, you need to understand how it works. Air filters clean the air that draws in by the car's engine and mixes with the fuel to form the correct compression ratio. Since it is essential to prevent impurities from entering the engine's combustion chamber, there is always an intake air filter located just before the intake manifold. Most cars use special paper filters with an accordion structure which greatly increases the filtering area. Common types of engine air filter. Engine air filters can be of different shapes and made of different materials. There are flat, conical, round, or radial air filters with flexible or rigid frames. Similarly, based on the filter media employed, responsible for capturing contaminants, there are paper, foam, synthetic filters. Here's a quick overview. Flexible panel air filters. These are the most used types of engine air filters. Flex panel filters are enclosed in a soft frame usually made from a type of polyurethane which gives them flexibility. While this makes them easier to install and remove, it does mean the frame can be damaged through rough handling. As with any engine air filter, proper installation is key to consistent performance. Any frame damage can lead air bypassing the filter and allowing contaminants through which can impact engine performance. Rigid panel air filters. With a solid frame made of rigid plastic, these filters maintain consistent shape and performance. However, because of their rigidity, a separate gasket is required in many cases to ensure proper sealing, whereas a flex panel filter does not. Rigid panel filters use a synthetic media allowing for consistent performance and durability. Conical air filters. You will see conical filters much less frequently than flexible or rigid panel filters. Conical filters were used in select truck applications in the past and were so named because of their cone-like shape. In terms of performance, they are similar to flex panel filters, using similar media and polyurethane compounds. Installing a conical air filter can be trickier than a standard panel filter because the cone has to sit just right in the housing to ensure air cannot bypass. Proper installation is essential for durability and performance. Round air filters. Round air filters are often found in classic cars. These filters provide standard filtration using various paper types. The round shape aids in the even distribution of air, helping the engine breathe more efficiently, although not necessarily optimizing the airflow to the degree that more advanced filters might. Radial seal air filters. Radial seal air filters employ a unique sealing mechanism that is more efficient at blocking airborne particles from bypassing the filter and entering the engine. They're usually found in heavy-duty applications like trucks and industrial vehicles, where a superior seal is beneficial to handle demanding environments. Why you should avoid a clogged air filter. Power loss. Modern motor management systems calculate the amount of fuel to be injected on the pressure in the intake manifold. If the air filter is clogged and the incoming air is soiled, this will result in distorted data and the engine power will drop. Black smoke. If the airflow drops because of a clogged filter, too much diesel will be injected, causing an incomplete combustion, with black exhaust smoke as a result. Engine damage. If a filter with low efficiency is not replaced in time, it creates a snowball effect. Particles enter and damage the engine. Small pieces come off the engine parts and the amount of dust in the engine increases. Ultimately, this will lead to the engine's malfunction or breakdown. Increases fuel consumption. A clogged filter will generate a higher pressure difference between the clean and the dirty chambers. This can lead to particle detachments. In newer cars, this can lead to a sensor misreading. In older cars, this can have a choke effect as consequence. 3 benefits of replacing your engine air filter. An air filter might not seem an important component to regularly check and change, but they are essential in maintaining your car's performance. The filter prevents small particles from entering the engine and causing potentially expensive damage. Increased fuel efficiency. Replacing a clogged air filter can increase fuel efficiency and improve acceleration, depending on your car make and model. When you realize that, it makes sense to regularly replace your air filters. How can an air filter make so much difference? A dirty or damaged air filter limits the amount of air flowing into your car's engine, making it work harder and, therefore, using more fuel. As your engine needs more than 10,000 liters of oxygen to burn every liter of fuel, it's important not to restrict this airflow. Reduces emissions. Dirty or damaged air filters reduce the airflow to the engine, changing your car's air-fuel balance. This imbalance can pollute spark plugs, causing the engine to miss or rough idle, increase engine depositions, and cause the service engine light to turn on. More importantly, the imbalance also has a direct impact on your car's exhaust emissions, contributing to the pollution of your surrounding environment. Prolongs engine life. A particle as small as a grain of salt can get through a damaged air filter and do a lot of damage to internal engine parts, such as cylinders and pistons, which can be very expensive to repair. That's why regularly replacing your air filter is so important. A clean air filter is designed to capture dirt and debris from the outside air, preventing them from reaching the combustion chamber and reducing the likelihood of you receiving a large repair bill. Symptoms of a clogged or faulty engine air filter. A clogged air filter can reduce the car's engine efficiency and should be replaced accordingly. There are various indicators that direct towards a choked air filter. The following is the list of some common signs that require you to change your car's air filter. Dirty air filter. The first and key indicator is the physical appearance of the air filter itself. The air filter is usually located near the engine components, under the hood. You will need to remove the upper cover, which can easily come off by removing its fasteners, clamps, or screws. A dirty air filter will look dark and grimy as opposed to a new white air filter. Dirt accumulation along the filter paper is a prime indicator of a clogged filter and will require a replacement. Strange engine noises. Do you hear unsettling noises when your vehicle is idling? If you notice coughing, popping, or spitting noises coming from vehicle's engine, the culprit may be a clogged air filter. Reduced fuel economy and engine power or performance problems. A clogged engine air filter means less air is able to pass the chamber for fuel mixing. Lack of air and improper mixing will reduce the energy from the fuel combustion. Hence, your car will be using more fuel. In addition to low fuel economy, improper combustion will also lead to reduced engine power. The feeling is recognizable if acceleration is not smooth or the engine misfires. Sooty spark plug. As a dirty air filter leads to an improper mixture of fuel and air, the irregular combustion deposits carbon soot on the spark plug. This will affect the overall gas mileage and acceleration of the car, as the spark plug is unable to ignite properly. Hence, you will need to clean the spark plugs with gasoline or alcohol to rub off the carbon soot and replace the dirty air filter for proper premixing of fuel and air. Check engine light. The check engine can turn on due to many reasons, and air filters might be just one of the reasons. Since it is hard to diagnose the problem on its own, you will need to visit an auto technician to run a scan and detect the problem. Fuel smell after starting. A blocked car engine air filter creates a rich fuel mixture due to a lack of air. This leads to fuel odors because of unburned fuel leaving the exhaust system. Apart from a dirty air filter, fuel smell can also be due to leakage in the fuel system or problem with fuel regulators. Nonetheless, you will probably need a visit to a professional for a proper diagnosis. Darken exhaust. The rich fuel mixture due to a dirty air filter leaves fuel traces when exiting via the exhaust. This leaves residual unburnt fuel in the form of sooty smoke. Sometimes the leftover fuel particles can even ignite due to hot exhaust temperature, creating small explosions and backfire. Frequently asked questions. What if you run a car without an air filter? Running a car without an air filter will allow contaminants like dust, debris, or dirt particles to get sucked into the engine. This can potentially damage the engine components, including pistons and cylinder wall, and negatively impact the overall engine performance. Environmental conditions like driving along off-road trails can play an important role in expediting the damage. Can you clean the disposable air filter? Disposable and reusable air filter both can be cleaned for reuse. However, reusing disposable air filters is not recommended as the filter can trap small residual particulates into its pore over time, reducing its effectiveness. How do I know what size air filter my car needs? Consult your car owner's manual and go through the contents of the engine air filter section. You will find information about the right air filter size there. What happens if you don't change the engine air filter? A dirty air filter can trigger problems that include a loss of power, odd engine noises, and black smoke out the exhaust and reduced fuel economy. If it's bad enough, it can even cause the engine not to start or the check engine light or service engine soon light to go on. Does air filter improve acceleration? One test concluded a high-performance air filter increased horsepower by 2.6% and torque by 3.7%. There was also a 2 to 3% increase in acceleration time with a performance air filter compared to a conventional filter.